Okay, so what is event handling? What is event handling? Okay, before I show anything on this slide, what I wanted to show you is in our previous examples we got some errors. So what was the error we got? Sometimes our script task was failing, right? And sometimes one time our lookup transformation failed, right? What happened at the time? When something was failing in our package, what happened? Our package was stopping there, right? It is saying it is a fail, right? Our package was stopping there, it is a failure. But suppose if in a real-time project, say suppose that there are 100 tasks used in a SSIS package, and there is every possibility that one of the tasks may fail when it is running in production. Because of one task is getting failed in production, getting failed in that package, the whole package will fail and the whole job will fail, right? And your things will be getting stuck in the production, right? So these are the problems occurs when some of the tasks gets failed due to some reason. Some of the tasks may fail, right? There should be some way to handle that, right? If something is failing, there should be some way to handle that. So what is that way, right? We can have a way called event handling. Okay, we have a way called event handling where we can handle an event. Okay, if somebody is from the programming background, so you know these things, right? If you know these things, that's very good. So there are things called try, catch, and finally, right? So what we will do in the try catch when we are doing the event handling. So if there is any error in the try block, it will go to the catch. In the catch you will handle that error, right? You will handle that exception, right? So here also if something is failing in SSIS tasks, we can handle that event. And we can smoothly process that. We can smoothly process the remaining tasks. This is what the concept is, to catch some event or to catch some error, and to prevent the whole package to be failed, we use the concept of event handling, right? So if you read some of the points of the event handling is performing some job based on certain event, right? The job may be anything like cleaning a table after retail process, something, right? But we will see like how this actually relates to the real time. How this relates to the real time, right? Example, right? I have a figure here. What it is saying is, I have a execute HTML task. Suppose if I have a event handler for this. So there are two sections. One is with event handler. One is without event handler. Okay, so if there is a for loop container, if there is no event handler, okay, if there is no event handler, okay, what it is trying to say is, what this diagram is trying to say is, if something is failing within the task, it will raise out the error to its upper packages. Okay, so to get out of this diagram and come here, right? Example, something is failing. Example, lookup is failing here. When lookup is failing, what happens? First of all, lookup will fail, and it will come here and it will try to fail this data flow transaction. And once this data flow transaction fails, this whole package fails. This is how it is handled, right? This is how is the normal scenario. But if there is an event handler, we can handle it in a different way. How we can handle it in a different way is I'll tell you now, right? Okay, so I'll come back to this slide because like I think it is too early for you guys to understand what is this. Okay, so we'll have a problem statement, and we will see, and we'll come back to this slide, and you'll be able to understand what this slide means. Okay, so I'm going back. I'm going back to the SQL Server data tools. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll create a new project here. I'll create a new project instead of having the old project. I'll create a new project, file, new project. Okay, I'll create the same integration services, but here this time I'll create a module 3. Okay, I'll create something like this. So as soon as I create a new project, all my things will be gone here, right? Okay, so let us take one example. Okay, let us take one example. What we'll do is, like, to give you some example, I'll create a new package. So this already package is created. I'll name this package as event handlers. Right? Okay, I'm going back to my management studio. Okay, I'm going back to my management studio, where I can write my SQL queries, right? I'll click A and I'll open. I have already some scripts which are related to the event handler. Okay, so I will pass these scripts to support team in the Edureka, and they will be giving you the scripts if you want. Okay, I think in the previous class also someone was asking, and I already gave the input files to Edureka support team, and if anyone wants it, right, I think it is already available in the learning management system. If it is not there, then just take it from the Edureka support team. Okay, so what I'll do is I have some scripts which I have prepared for event handlers. Okay, I'll just connect it. I'll use a database called SSIS training this time. This database we have created in the last class. We have created a database called SSIS training. Okay, right. So what I'll do is I have a table. Okay, so I'm telling you the problem statement now. Okay, just try to listen this problem statement. Okay, so what is my problem statement is, I have a table called, I will create a table called MSBI_events data. I'll create a table called MSBI_events data. I have two columns in it. One is ID and second one is the event name. Okay, if you see event name, I have, this is a primary key. For me it is a primary key. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll insert some data into this. Okay, but wantedly what I'll do is I'll insert a duplicate value to this primary key. So what happens if I do insert a duplicate value to the primary key? This will fail, right? And when it fails, we will handle that event. We will handle that event, and we will handle that event, and what we'll do is we'll store it, we'll handle it and we'll store it some other way so that the package is success. So this is our problem statement. So if I come to the PowerPoint slide, this is the same problem statement you have here. Okay, so so to give you more idea, what I'll do is I'll create a SSIS package, right? This is event handlers. What I'll do is I'll take a data flow task. Okay, I'll create a data flow task underscore handle load events. Okay, load events. So okay, load events. So I have some input file here. Okay, so where is my input file? If you go to the Edureka, I have some inputs. Okay, SSIS inputs. Okay. Okay, so I have some input file. Actually, I have an input file called eventhandlers.txt. Okay, and this is my data available in my eventhandlers.txt. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll read this from flat file. So what I have to do is to read the data from a flat file. What is the connection manager I should use? Flat file connection, right? So I should use a flat file connection. Double click. This is destination, sorry. Just close it. I have to use a flat file source, right? So this is, where are the other sources? This is the flat file source, right? Just double click it. Because you don't have a connection manager, new connection manager. So what I'll do is I'll take the path from here, just copy this path. Okay. So what are the name? F and underscore events data. Okay. This is my connection manager. So what is the file name? I'll click browse and paste, go to this path. And this is my source data. Right. So this is the events and automatically detected everything. And this is the on error, on post execute and all these things. Right. Right. So now I got the column names. This is okay. These are the column names. That's fine. This is coming from the source. Right. This is coming from the source. What I want to do is this data, I want to keep it into some target. Okay. So what is my target table? This is my target table. Create table MSBI underscore events data is my target table. I have two columns. One is ID, which is identity column. Second one is event name. But this is a primary key. So let us create this table. I just selected this and executed this. So this table is created now. Okay. So we will load this data into that table. So what is the destination? This is OLEDB destination, right? To select it. Okay. So do you have, where you have to connect, where is this table available? This is available in 2014 server in a database called SSIS training. So just create a new connection. This is my 2014 server. I don't have that connection, SSIS training. I'll create a new connection. So by this time, if you are very alert, you should already know by server name, right? Sandata -pc/SQL 2014. This is my server name for 2014, and I'll use Windows authentication. And what is my database name, which is available, which the table is available? SSIS training, right? Test connection. Click OK. When you are practicing, it can be your own database. You need not have the same database name, right? So what is the table you want to load the data? The table is MSBI underscore events data, which we have just created, right? Which we have just created. Okay, just go to the mappings. Sorry, because the events and event name is not same. It's not same. What is happening is it is not automatically mapped. I will map this. Okay, because this ID is a identity column, which is a incremental number always. So there is no need of mapping for this. This will automatically increment, right? Just click OK. Click OK, right? So first of all, now while we have created a table, I will just select this table. Is there any data here? No, there is no data, right? Now we are loading the data from flat file source to the table, right? So let us see what happens. Now it is failing, right? Why it is failing? It is getting 6 records from the source, but it is failing due to some reason. Okay. If you want to know why it is failing, go to Progress tab. Go to Progress tab, and there is some which is red mark, and it will show that there is some reason for it. Okay. So what? Just copy this text, open a notepad, paste here. What it is saying is violation of primary key constraint. It is saying that violation of primary key here, right? So what is happening is we are having a primary key. We are having a primary key on the table. But if you look at the source data, there is one duplicate. On warning is there, and again on warning is again there. There is some duplicate values in the event. Because the duplicate value is coming from the source, what is happening? This particular task is failing. This particular task is failing. Now what we should do? We don't want this package to be failed. we want to handle this event. We want to handle this event in such a way that this will not be failed. Okay. So how can I handle this event? Right? How can I handle this event? Okay. So what I will do is, to handle this event, listen carefully, click here. Click on the data flow task. Okay. Click on event handlers. There is a section called event handlers. What is this section? Event handlers, right? Click on event handlers. Okay. As soon as you click on event handlers, it will ask you, this is your package name, right? This is your package name. You can create event handler on your package name on some conditions. When you want to handle the event, do you want to handle the event when there is an error, or when there is some warning, or when it is on progress, or on pre-validate, post-validate, all those? When do you want to create an error? When you want to handle that event? This time I want to handle the event on error. So this is what this slide means. Previously I was showing you some slide, right? How you want to handle the event? These are the different event handling techniques available. But this usually in the companies, what we do is, in the real-time scenarios, we handle the errors on error. Okay. So I'm showing you that example on error, how to handle the event. Click here to on error event handler so just click here, right? So how you want to handle that event? What you want to do is, you want to log the data, whatever is causing the issue, right? You want to log the data into some other table. Okay. So for that to happen, right, what I have to do is, I have to create another table, which is nothing but MSBI event log, where I will have some identity column, and I want to know what is the package name which is causing the error. What is the package name which is causing the error? What are the error details? What are the error details? And what is the source? What is the source and what is the package name? These are the details I want to catch if there is some error. Okay, if there is some error, I want to catch these details. You got it? I want to catch these details if there are some errors. Okay. Okay, I'll go back here. Right. So what we did is, just to give you some, you understood the problem statement. What we did is, we created a data flow task. We created a flat file source, right? And this is the source file what we have, and it was giving some error. It was giving some error. Now what we are doing is, we are creating an on error event, and we want to handle that particular things, right? And we have just created a MSBI_events log table. Okay. So what we'll do is, I'll just go back here. There is a failure here. To handle this event, we are going to event handlers, and on error we want to handle that event. I want to handle the event on package level. I'll tell you what is that. Here what I'll do is, I'll take a execute SQL task. Before taking that execute SQL task, I'll create this table where I want to handle that event. Okay. So this table is created. Okay. What I will do is, in this execute SQL task, I want to catch some details. I want to insert into some table. So what is my connection? My connection is SSIS training. Okay. What is my SQL statement? SQL statement is this one. Insert into MSBI_events log, package ID, error, source, package name. I want 4 things. What is the package ID? What is the error? What is the source? What is the package name? And values are coming dynamically from somewhere, which I am giving in the form of question marks. Values are coming dynamically from somewhere, which I am giving in the form of question mark. Click OK. There is another important property in SQL task is result set. Are you generating any result set here? No, that's why it is none. Parameter mapping, right? Parameter mapping. So you can add the parameter. So what is our sequence here? We want package ID, error, source, package name, right? Just I click that. Here you will have a system package ID. If you go here, right, you have a package ID which is a system variable. Okay, and click add another one. What is the next we want? We want error, source and package name. We have error code. Where is that error code? What is that error? Error is NVARCHAR max, right? We want error description, yes. And we want source and package name. There's something called as source name and something called as package name. Right? Right? So these are the four. So what we did is here we are writing some execute SQL statement like this. This is the four parameters which we are giving dynamically. Right? Click OK. Parameter mapping. And we have given the four parameters in the sequential way. And here there is a section called, if I expand this, right, it is saying that what is the parameter name. It is not a new parameter name, right? We are giving it sequentially. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Okay? And also you have to make sure about the data type. Data type is here, package ID is unique identifier, right? So package ID is, system package ID is unique identifier. So just give the specific data types here, and all other things are varchar, right? So just select the varchar here, NVARCHAR, okay. For this one, right, just leave it as long. Let us see what happens. Okay, just click OK. So what we are doing here is we are inserting into this. We already created this table. If you remember, we created this table. Select star from MSBI events data, right? And previously we got error due to some duplicate input. But what we did is we are now handling that event, and we are inserting the data into some events log table, saying that which package is causing the error, why it is causing the error, right? So let us execute this package now. Now it is causing the error, right? Let's go to the event handler. Actually, event handler is also failing. So because of the error, what we said is we created an event handler, but event handler is also failing. Right? If event handler is failing, nobody can do anything, because this is the place where you are handling the event, so this should not fail. So why it is failing? Just go to the progress tab. Okay? Why it is failing? You can always just copy this. Just remove the previous one and paste. So this error is for duplicate value, right? This is for OLEB destination, right? This is for the data flow task, right? But for execute SQL task, there is another error, right? What is that error? It is saying that an error occurred while extracting the result to the variable db type I4, right? Possible failure result is result set not properly selected, right? I think there is some data type issue, right? Because we are putting the data, we are giving the data to as a unique identifier in the packet. We are giving the data as a unique, package ID is a unique identifier, right? But here what we are doing is, if I go back to my event handler section, I have this execute SQL task, right? Here for this package ID, we are giving a wrong data type, which is, it is saying that no, it is not correct. Okay. So what I can do is actually I can give it as a NVARCHAR, or try some the nearest data type which matches to the unique identifier. Definitely it's not integer, So what I'll do is I'll put it as n worker. Okay, just save it. Execute SQL. Event handlers, execute it again. No, it is failed, right? It is failed because of the duplicate data, right? Now event handlers should be passing, right? Event handlers should be passing. Now this is passed. Okay. Now this is passed. This task is failed. Okay. This is the package ID. This is the error, and this is coming from this source, and this is the package name. At least by this I will know that okay, from these packages actually there are some failures. So this table every day morning someone will check if there are any failures in this system. If there are no records, it means everything was good yesterday. Otherwise there is something wrong from yesterday, right? So this is how it works. So you can, example, if you remove the source data, right? If you remove the source data, if you remove the duplicates from source data, this will actually succeed, right? So in this way, what you can do is actually you can handle that error, and you can make sure that your package is still running. So that is how the event handlers will help you, right? So this is a very, very basic concept of SSIS. So I hope you. So there is something called GUID also where we can do. We just put it as n worker, right? N worker actually worked out for us, but there is something called as GUID in the parameter mapping. Let us try to do this. Somehow is that GUID? Yeah, GUID you can also put. So that's fine. But it was working for n worker also, right? So this will fail and it will be success here. And if I go back to the database, and there will be few other records. Okay, so this is how you can handle the events and make sure that you have the correct data with you. You have the proper data with you of what packages were failing for what reason, right? So this is something about the event handlers, right? Okay, there is one question. Can events be handled only on package level or on task level too? This is excellent interview question, right? So can events be handled only on package level or on task level too? So what we did here is we handle the event and package level. What is our package name? Event handlers.txt. So if I click on the control flow level and go to the event handlers, what is my executable here? Event handlers. So I am handling the events on package level. So what is the question here? Can I handle the events on package level, task level also? Yes, you can handle. How you can handle? This is on the package level. Okay, how you can handle on the task level? Go here. This is your package name. Expand this and expand this. You have the executables. If you have 30 executables, it will show 30 here, right? Just click on it. This is data flow task, right? Just click on it. Now this execute SQL is gone. This execute SQL is gone. Now you can write some other logic here. You can write send an email to administrator if something is failing. Just drag and drop the send an email. Send an email to the administrator. You can handle in this way also, right? So if I click on the control flow, go to event handlers. Okay. Directly it is showing the previous one, so I have to make sure that I am in a right place. So usually in the real-time scenarios, we always do the on error on the package level, but not on the task level, unless it is a specific requirement. Because if the task fails, the package also fails. That's why we will do it in the package level.